Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Good morning, everybody. It's DJ MV Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We got a special guest on the line right now, Jason Jeter.
What's good, Envy? How you doing?
How's everything with you, brother?
All good, all good. What's up, Charlamagne and Miss Angela Yee? How you guys doing? Thanks for having me today.
Yes, sir.
Whoop.
Listen,
Yes,
man,
how are you?
You in the
I'm good,
digital
I'm
space heavy now. Y'all bought All Def Digital?
Yeah. We got All Def Digital. That was a good opportunity. We bought it from Russell at the end of 2019 and obviously launched it right in the middle of the pandemic for the most part, you know. So we swimming and we adjusting and doing what we got to do to stay alive. But what most people don't know is All Def Digital is the largest Black-owned publisher on YouTube, you know. So based on the business on YouTube and Facebook, like it's a pretty good business and a great audience that we have.
So what is All Def Digital for somebody that doesn't know? What is that platform?
All Def Digital is a multi-channel platform that focuses on hip hop and comedy. You know, so you go to All Def on YouTube, you have shows like Arts of Raps, Bar Exam, you have Dad Jokes, so you have, you know, a variety of shows that we offer that are on YouTube, that are on, of course, Facebook as well. We have a music component, we have comedy, we have all the way down to poetry, you know. So All Def was started in 2016 by Russell Simmons, and they raised a lot of money, they built it up, and they just got to the point when they just wanted to sell it, I guess, you know. So we had the opportunity to purchase it, and now we plan on continuing what they've started doing, of course, with hip hop, comedy, music. Of course, that's our culture, but now we're going to get into more premium shows as well, you know. So that's going to be really exciting, especially post-pandemic. But right now we got a lot of catalog too, which is really dope too. You know, you guys clearly know about that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in addition to that acquisition, you founded Heavy Sound Labs. So talk to me about that. What is Heavy Sound Labs?
Yeah, so Heavy Sound Labs is it's like a music community in a sense. You know, it's me saying I started Grand Hustle in like 2002, you know. So now in 2020, starting a company has to look different now. You know, we know that most people, look, we're online, we're digital right now, right? Like, so, I mean, you know, most people online, we know that artists break global at the same time. Once you see someone like Lil Nas X come about, Lil Nas X, he didn't have a buzz in Atlanta, like physically in the streets or locally. Nobody knew about Lil Nas X. Everyone found out about him at the same time, pretty much. You know, whether you were in South Africa, Brooklyn, Atlanta, it was like all same time, you know? So to me, I just looked at where everything is at right now, and I said, I'm going to create a label for the do-it-yourselfers. When you look at the do-it-yourself segment of the music business, of course, based on the affordability of technology, like that segment of growth is outpacing like the majors and the independents. The kids that's at home just doing it. We know kids jump on TikTok and all of a sudden you just pop, you know. So that's the era that we in now. So I wanted to create a company that kids knew that they had that option. Once they recorded their record, they can come to heavysound.com. They can upload their record. We're going to look at it and we'll bring you in and we'll actually work with you and develop you, you know, at an early stage. You have a lot of companies that are out there. And, you know, of course, they get into business with artists at later stages. I'm looking at an early stage based on just my history and what I've always done. I've always gotten business with artists like super early, you know?
So back to being an A&R, pretty much.
Absolutely. It's back to being an A&R. It's back to development, you know, because we know major labels, you need major labels because they got major resources, but they're not in the development business. So who's in the development business, right? You know, so that's really what I'm looking at, like you said, an A&R. And what I got that's really dope too is I created the Heavy Crew. So now the Heavy Crew is me saying, what does today's internship program look like? What does today's street team program look like if it's all digital now? You know, so now it's no more posters and snipes and stickers. Now it's posting, hashtagging, things of that nature, right? So, you know, I created this Heavy Crew, which I have since the pandemic, about 1,200 of us right now, you know? So these are all people that want to network with like-minded individuals, learn from proven industry experts, but I also give them challenges, you know? So now I can activate my Heavy Crew around an artist, you know? So now the hardest thing for a brand new artist is to get somebody else to talk about them, right? You know, that's the hardest thing for artists, to get that first DJ to play his record, like somebody to kind of co-sign for him. So I'm like, yo, we in the era of shit. I could say my artist James Brown comes out on Tuesday at 2:00. We're gonna post James Brown hashtag I'm Black and I'm Proud. And if I got 50 other people talking about this brand new artist, if I got 200, 500, you know, the bigger the audience, the community grows, the bigger those numbers of activation goes. So I mean, to me, I'm just looking at it like I want to make my own artist go viral as opposed to always chasing, you know?
Gotcha.
Jay, how hard is that adjustment when you're used to having to hit the streets and really get out there and push records and shake hands with DJs, you know, go do the so-called Chitlin circuit, which is just a gold mine home for us. How hard is it to adjust to something that seems as easy as the internet?
Yo, I mean, it's wild, you know, because like you said, it's like we traveled, right? Like very far. But now, you know, you can sit in a bed and like get busy, like, like so much further, you know. So it's definitely an adjustment, man. And I think we gotta reinvent ourselves. We gotta see what's going on, and we have to really kind of lend ourselves all the way to that for real. So for me, I'm not gonna front. I had to put myself all the way in it. You know, like I had to really like, you know, meet new people that were just living and talking about that whole, you know, just the tech world for real. Like, you know, that had that conversation on a normal basis, really to kind of immerse myself in it. So now I'm swimming now. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it was definitely difficult but the dope thing about it is once you start learning things, you start comparing them to what you already know. You know, so that's like me. Once I started learning about venture capitalism, I'm like, well, damn, I was always kind of like a venture capitalist, right? I just invested in artists. I didn't invest in businesses, you know? So to me, once I started learning, you start learning that now I just need to make smarter investment decisions based on the new information that I'm coming with now, you know, making me able to make smarter decisions and not blow $100,000 on one artist, so to say, you know, but really kind of say, yo, I'm gonna sign a few artists, we're gonna partner, and now I'm gonna invest in you based on your traction. Because at the end of the day, it's just money that you owe anyway. So I might as well invest the right way as opposed to just, you know, going on gut what I think. It's like, yo, let's do something, let's test it, let's evaluate it. If it worked, let's keep going. If it didn't work, let's adjust. Let's do something else, you know? So I mean, to me, I'm just using it, you know, it's like having a toolbox. It's just putting more tools in your box.
Artists
Why
used
the
to
tech
break
world, though?
regionally back in the day. They would say, okay, we got to break this artist in the area where he's from, get him locally known, and then let's see if we can get him on a nationwide scale once his city's behind him. How do artists break now?
Yo, now, I mean, I think it's what number one, to me, I feel like to really break as an artist versus to have a record, to break as an artist, we know that it's all like cultural now for real. You know, like what's that foundation that you build in, like you said, by delivering the consistency of music, programming that schedule out, making sure that your marketing and your branding is authentic because, you know, like the details got to add up because you have so much control right now and so much, you know, between all of the social media outlets, you know, I feel like artists like really have to have a focused brand, you know, and then that's when you see people starting to kind of, you know, go with them. But I think it's incredible how an artist can break all over the world at the same time. You know, like you said, it wasn't like that before, right? How you can go from, yo, I'm doing a US tour to the UK, and then I got some dates in Africa, and then I'm going to Australia. All on it, your first, you know, output of music for real. That is incredible.
How do you nurture these artists? And you know, you're from the day of going to the clubs and starting small, and building your fan base, and you know, teaching your artists how to pick a beat and talking about raps. How do you do that now during this day and age? Because you can't get around. You know, everything is shut down and everything's online.
Yeah, so I mean, like, I feel like first thing for me was this heavy crew, like finding like more people that think like me in a sense, right? More hands, so that's more tools, you know. And then of course you find the artists, and now you put a team around the artists, you know. And of course, the more traction an artist gains, the bigger his team and investment will become, you know. So I'm investing in a different way. Like once again, I'm you know, my deals are structured different. I'm bringing artists in on day one. It's an 80-20 split. I monitor your traction. I see, you know, you're moving. Now I'm gonna start investing capital. Then it goes to a 50-50. And then I'm a partner with a major label within 24 months. And at the time that I partner, I'm sliding back down to 20. I'm letting the artist do 80-20. and keep it pushing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Wow.
and now I'll support you at that point as much as you want me to. What are you gonna say?
Why would I want a partner though? If I'm an artist, why would I want to get to the major label? If me and you are having success doing what we're doing, what's the point of signing with a major label?
Sure. To me, the point of doing a deal with a major label, and you know, every deal looks different, right? You got an artist deal, you got a joint venture deal, you got a P&D deal. So to me, even if we went and did a distribution deal, it just gives you more resources. You know, like we talking about we having a global conversation. So, you know, now you got a rep in London, a rep in Tokyo, a rep in Hong Kong, in Lagos. You know what I'm saying? So like, as long as you know how to tap into those resources and work them, they could be beneficial. If you don't know how to work those, or if you can't really work those, you might as well stay independent. But to me, that's really why I look at a major. They just provide more resources, bro. You can still own your masters and do business with a major. You know what I'm saying? So to me, it's like I want maximum exploitation. You know what I'm saying? To get bread for real. So that's why I look at it from a business standpoint.
Right. You get what you negotiate.
Exactly. You get what you negotiate. I done did great business with major labels. So that's not my narrative. I know that's other people's narrative, but that's not my narrative. I'm actually saying that artists really don't want to be Master P for real. You know what I'm saying? And that's just real talk. Like, it sounds good. It sounds sexy, but we know the work, the sacrifice that you got to put in. They're not trying to do that. The first chance an artist get, they go into a major label. Clearly. Like,
so they can concentrate on just doing the music and doing the art and working that part instead of having to concentrate on overseeing everything.
Absolutely. And they go in and they work with some super smart people, some great people, right? We can, you know, it's like you said, you get what you negotiate. So that's why it's more beneficial to come and rock out with me now, right? Because now we're going to go in and we're going to go in the right way, you know? So that's part of the developmental and mentorship for real.
How much do record labels really matter nowadays? Because I debate with our guy Amir about this all the time. How much can a label really do for an artist nowadays?
Yo, let's put it like this, right?
And I mean from the ground up.
The ground up. From the ground up, I think you got to walk into the company with giving the label direction. To me, my analogy is you have to drive the car. When you pull up to the label, let the label put gas in the car, but you have to keep your hands on the steering wheel and keep driving the car to that destination. Now you let them jump in the car and say, no, go this way, go that. Oh shit, we might not get there. You know what I'm saying? Like, but your road already has to be developed for it, has to be defined. You know what I'm saying? You think about like the artists that have made it, like, yo, the label just amplified what they already had, the story that they already had. If you come in and you don't have your story together, you don't know who you are, like, you're probably never gonna get out. It's never gonna work out for you, you know, in that regards. But you gotta always keep in mind this too, right? People always say that they don't need the label anymore after their label done invested in them and then they done blew up. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
So
they got you to that point where you blow up and then they're like, I don't need you. It's like, it's also, I look at it like it's doing a book deal. You know, you could print up the books independently and sell those books yourself online and do it that way. Or you could sign a deal with the publishing company that's going to put together a plan for you, get editors for you, whatever it is that you need to make happen. You know, they're there. So you don't have to do all those things. But you should always pay attention and know what's going on and know what you're asking for and know what you need.
Exactly. And I feel like, you know, it's more than one way to do business. Like now, man, you can do short deals. Like it's today, the game is like totally sweet today for real. Like people, you can do a super short deal. Back in the day, you had to do like 7 album deals. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, which is like, you know, you in there for life. Whereas now you can actually, if you smart, Tory Lanez, a great example, right? Like you let the label promote you, you had success, and now you have a lot of options. You know, you can do an independent project and then go back and do a major project. Who knows? You know,
so we don't know how many options Tory Lanez has yet. We got to see how this Meg Thee Stallion situation turns out.
Oh yeah. But besides that, but if you take that out, the game he played was great because he did what he had to do, and he had, you know, he has multiple $1 million offers on the table right now. But we'll see what happens now. But he played that game right. He did his album, he did his thing, and then he blew it up to a thing where, you know, he was able to ask for what he wanted. We'll see what happens now, though.
Absolutely. But we know how it is. You know, back in the day, the artist wasn't getting out of deals.
Nah, hell no.
Why the tech world, Jay? Like you started in music, you did fashion. What made you say, let me make the move to tech?
I mean, man, I'm an entrepreneur first and foremost, you know? Like, so to me, like that was just attractive. Like when I heard stories about how you know people got exits and stuff. Perfect. I'm gonna tell you a real story. I rode on an airplane in first class next to this dude. I don't even remember his name, a white guy, you know, and it was one of those like long trips. We was just drinking and just talking. And dude, we were like the same age, and he's telling me about exits. He's like, "Yo, I did this and I sold it, and then I got the money." And like he's running the game down, and I'm sitting here like, "Yo, there's no way this dude worked harder than me." You know what I'm saying? He just worked smarter than me. Like he built businesses that he could sell. You know what I'm saying? Like, so to me, I mean, that was like my first wake up. Like, I got to figure this out for it, you know? And then from there, I really just started intentionally meeting different people. You know, it's not a lot of black people in the tech space. So you meet a few good black people that are doing their thing, they're going to turn you on to the others. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I just really started networking and meeting people. But to me, more than anything, bro, like it was appealing. It's like, yo, they working smart. They getting exits. We know what that bread is. You hear those stories, or you got a 25, 30, $100 million exit, like off of doing a few years worth of work, like off of making some great investments, you know? So to me, those are the reasons why I wanted to really get in. And I saw it like opportunity. And, you know, for us, man, we creative. Like we creative. Ain't nobody more creative than we are. You know what I'm saying? Like, so more than anything, it's like, they're not going to show us, you know, it's kind of like that. What they always say about like golf and stuff, right? They don't want like black people taking over golf. Like they're not going to show us that, because it's our creativity. Once we get in that space, it's crazy. You know?
Now, I know you started with TI involved with all of these things that you're doing, all deaf and new incubator as well.
I started a tech syndicate, you know, so tips, you know, we started the tech syndicate together, you know, and then we purchased all deaf through the tech syndicate, you know, Tech Cypher is the name of the syndicate. But Heavy Sound Labs, no, that's just me by myself, and I'm working with this shop, this VC shop out of Santa Monica called Science, you know. So Science, they help raise a lot of bread, you know.
Gotcha.
So I met a VC dude. We did a panel, South by Southwest, and we just kind of hit it off in our conversation. And he tells me, he's like, "Yo, you should talk to my partner. He's the CEO of my company. He used to be the CEO of MySpace. Your conversations are kind of similar, you know." So a guy actually named Mike Jones. So I went out to Santa Monica, sat down with him, talked to him, and it was real. Our conversations were similar. And for me, it made all the sense in the world, because I like to do different businesses. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, I feel like the game is to get in business with an artist and to get the foundation of music right, and now diversify ASAP. You know what I'm saying? So you can leverage the celebrity and, you know, just go into multiple businesses. We know back in the day, there was some typical go-to businesses, fashion and maybe liquor. But now it's like, you got cannabis, you got tech, you got games, you got all kinds of stuff. So to me, that's what was attractive about that. Like, they were in that circuit. That's their lane. That's what they do all day. So it's like, wow, you do this, I do this, but I'm always doing this out of my own pocket. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yo, like if I ain't got no problem putting up some bread, but I ain't trying to put up all the bread all the time, you know? So now if I can partner with them in the sense of they can help me raise, you know, money, that was what was super, you know, attractive to me for real about going about it this route versus just doing business with a record label that only wants to talk about record sales. You know, like that's
I
cool.
agree.
Yeah,
I agree with that. And I
you know?
think it's important, like you said, about raising money. You shouldn't have to come out of your pocket for everything. But investors do want to see that you invest in your own company to show that you believe in it that much, that you also invested in yourself. Now we're raising some more money.
Exactly. So you already know, Angela, it's like when you come in with the mentality of, yo, I'm used to spending all the money for myself. So you
Trust
want
me,
me
I've
to
been
just
learning
show
this.
somebody? Like, I could do 5 more things now. You know what I'm saying? Like, so to me, those are the reasons why I'm going about it this way for real. You know, it's fun, it's exciting. And then even when you think about it, like, tech companies are running the music industry now. You know, you think Spotify, Apple, Pandora, Audio Mac, Tidal, SoundCloud, like, you know, like all of these are really TikTok. All of these guys are truly tech companies for real. When you think about how many people we really know that work at Spotify versus how many people really work at Spotify, it shows you like, man, like I know like 10 people there, but every time I see online, it's like 100 applications like they're hiring 100 new people. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I mean, it's a tech world now, man.
Especially now where everybody's having to do virtual everything, virtual concerts. People are trying to figure things out, you know, even with companies that will do virtual shout outs and people are trying to have events online. There's a lot of opportunity. You just have to know how to navigate through that.
Exactly. Which like virtual artists is the next wave for real. You know, like artists making extensions of themselves in a sense, you know? So, I mean, to me, like those are I just want to be focused on the future, bro, for real. Like I got to be early there. I can't be, if I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying? Like you want to get a seat at the table, you got to be early, man.
How do you bet on yourself in this space? And the reason I ask that, because I remember like back in the day when y'all would come to Columbia, South Carolina, and nobody could pay T.I. for a show. JG would be like, nope, give us the door. We want the door of the club, right? So how do you bet on yourself like that in a space like this?
Oh, I mean, it's the same thing. It's by like just we took that shot, right? Like, nah, I want the door. Don't give me no guarantee. Like I want I'm a bet on myself. So I mean, today it's the same thing. Like what Angela said, like yo, when you putting up your own money, I'm betting on myself. If it costs $10 and I'm putting up $5, like, and I'm saying, yo, I'm gonna go and get $3 from here, $2 from here. Like it's still my $5. So I'm still running the show too. You know, so to me, like that's just all I know, bro. For real. I'm an entrepreneur. I never worked at no label or no, you know what I'm saying? Like I done got checks from labels, work with labels as consultants, done business with people, but that's just fortunately, I can say unfortunately. Fortunately for me, look, I dropped out of Hampton, Envy. Like I was at Hampton, bro, and I dropped out and I came to Atlanta to pursue my dream, you know, in music, you know. And for real, I just grew up in that way, for real.
You started with T.I. You know, T.I. is a superstar and an icon at this point. Did you not gravitate, like, I guess, towards another artist because you didn't see that caliber artist in someone?
Nah, to me, I don't like the management business, bro. Like, you know, like like I like building businesses that I can have equity in. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't have equity in a person. You know what I'm saying? So like that's why I say I'm an entrepreneur first and foremost. You know, like I feel like when I get into business with someone, like I feel like I'm gonna go hard when I'm passionate about it, you know, and I'm gonna put in a lot of energy and sacrifices, dedication, all of that. But I should be able to have some ownership in that. So to me, when, you know, the entertainment business is a trick bag, man. Like, you know, let's be honest. It can be a trick bag.
Yeah, and like you said, you want to be able to do work smarter, not harder. So if you want to be able to invest, create these companies, sell these companies, management is really, if you're a great manager, because I come from management also, putting somebody else's life and existence above your own. If you're a great manager, that's what you do. And it's a lot. You know, it's a 24/7, all the time job. It's being a therapist. It's being, you know, the bad guy. It's all of those things all the time. And you're never on vacation from that. But you're right. It is something that you have to really be passionate about, dedicated to. And it may not at some point, you know, work out. Because again, these are human beings. So anything can happen.
These are human beings. But I mean, you know, for me, it was like I was in business with a lot of super talented people, you know, from Tip to DJ Drama to Travis Scott, Bob, like Killer Mike, a lot of dope people early, right? You know, so to me, that's the part that I enjoy myself personally. I enjoy like the development part of the business. Like once shit gets crazy and they, you know, get big and, you know, like people everywhere, like I'm not that type of person to be in the mix and all of that. So I'm not good at that part of the game, you know? So to me, I just realized what I'm good at. I'm good at building things. I'm good at building businesses, building brands, you know? So to me, I feel like that's why I need a team. Like I needed somebody I could pass the ball to when we get to a certain point, because I'm ready to do it again. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not trying to go to the Grammys and like that's not my thing. If we up for something, absolutely I'm there for the support. But I'm not just going to just mix around and mingle. Like it's just, you know, it's just not me personally.
You know? I know you and T.I. are family, and family has ups and downs. When did you and Tip get back to the point where y'all could do business together again?
I mean, you know, it's like relationships, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, family, whatever. So, you know, at the point that we stopped working together on the management end, I'll say like that was, I want to say like the end of 15, you know, that was like the end of 15, and probably 16 was probably like, 16 was probably just like a distance, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we run into each other, what's good is always love. But, you know, it was like a, you know, you kind of say like with family, like a breaking up or something in a sense, right? Like, you know, but I'll say like probably like the year after that, what's this is 20, I'll say probably like mid 17, and I'm just guesstimating, you know, probably like about 18 months after we kind of, you know, made our moves, you realize like, yo, all right, cool, like whatever miscommunications, misunderstandings, you just realize in life, like whatever we thought it was, it really wasn't that serious. You know what I'm saying? And then you realize too, of course, like how much success you had with people. You know, like let's be honest, like you know, like yo, that's a good formula there. You know, like so you go and you do some things on your own, and like yo, you realize like damn, like that's a good
This works
formula.
better. Absolutely.
This works good. You know what I'm saying? So let's see how we can still, you know, maintain it. You know, it's all love. It was never, you know, like our shit is like miscommunication, honestly, for real. Lack of communication, things like that, right? You know? So you get to that point, you're like, yo, you know, it's love. So it's like, absolutely, we can get some money together. Like, why would we not? You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Well, how can people find out more? How can they reach you?
Absolutely. Everyone could go to heavysound.com. You know, you can go there if you're an artist, hit the artist tab. If you want to be an online intern, you want to network with people, you want to, you know, learn from other industry experts, go to the Heavy Crew, and you can tap in there as well, and we'll hit you back.
All right.
And
Well,
the
Jason
game
Jeter,
has changed so goddamn much. Like an internet intern. What is their job even?
Yeah, you got digital A&Rs.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
so, you know, everything's digital, man. We're doing a digital interview.
Right.
Oh my God. Yeah, you're right.
Right?
Yeah.
For sure. Thank you for having me, man.
Thank
All
you,
right,
Jason.
JC.
All right, brother.
Appreciate it. Y'all be good.
Appreciate you, brother.